I'm going live.
Okay. Okay. Hey, coach.
Hey, coach, we are live. We laugh, we laugh, we laugh, and in full effect.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Hollywood, can you hear us? We live. Can you hear us? Okay, cool.
Let's see. Is that better? Let's see. All right. So let's
Can you hear him on Zoom, coach? Because I hear him on talking on Zoom. Can you hear Hollywood?
uh-huh. Yeah. But
Okay.
I took my my
Are you on
speakers out.
mute, coach? Because he said he can't hear you.
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
muted there. Uh-huh. Yeah. And so I don't know if I might take these glasses off because the glare. I don't know. It's cool. But hey everybody.
Welcome,
Hey
everybody.
everybody. Welcome to the Coach's Corner. I am Coach Hadassah and
Coach Cotton. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining with us on the Coach's Corner tonight, this evening, for your evening motivation. We are here just to have some good conversation, everybody, and we appreciate your time for coming to join the Coach's Corner as we continue to work out the kinks and the glitches and get this together, right, Coach?
yes, it has been quite a time just to get on here on time, but it's okay. I mean, that's the thing about it. It's okay. New beginnings, things like that. Um, yeah, new beginnings and things like that. And that's what happens. We just, roll with the punches. Because here's the thing about it. If this is the stuff that we talk about when we're talking about like perfection, right? We're
Hmm.
trying to get things so perfect. And because of that, like we won't even start
Right,
because we're just trying to get it perfect, perfect, perfect. Well, just start. Start with what you have, do what you can,
right.
and things will, it'll work itself out. Here's the thing about it. Once we started and we're
Hmm.
working out the kinks along the way, right?
Right.
That way we even know what kinks to work out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. So the video that we have for today, did you get a chance to check it out? Did you get
I checked out the video. The Hollywood, did you check out the video? I checked out the video. Did you get a chance to check it out?
right now? See, I saw
Great.
right. Yes. Yep. That's exactly what we're gonna do. So this one, um, just kind of keeping with the today's topic, right? Because it's Wednesday.
Yes.
So Wednesday, of course, many people call Wednesday hump day. We call it wealthy day, wealthy Wednesday. So there was something that Coach Cotton was talking about earlier because we both do our lives, right? I mean, we come together and we just collaborate and do some
Right.
wonderful things. So we always seem to be in the same, vibe, just all the time. Of course, that's why we're doing this together, because we always seem to be in the same, in the same
Right.
spirit of things, right? So it was something that she talked about today. And could you go a little bit into that, because you hit on some stuff, and I just happened to end up following, like, wow, here we go again.
Well, I was just talking about being the best for you on my live today, and not being a man pleaser, but being a God pleaser, and getting things in priority order. Having the right relationships, going the right directions, because we all know, again, that we get things in order this way, meaning from our heart up to our supreme being, to God, then things will work out this way, right? So we got to do the horizontal secondary. So it's first the vertical, right? Up to our leader, to our head. our Godhead, and then as we seek ye first everything else, all these other things shall be added unto us. And so I'm just talking about, being the best you for you. And so with that being said, once we get everything in the right order, in priority order, then the next thing is to do what? We got to work on self. We got to do those self-examinations. We got to do those self-evaluations, and to put ourselves first and to take care of self. How can we heal someone if we're not healed? How can we go and preach and talk and encourage someone if you haven't been coached yourself, if you have not been made whole through certain situations and trials? So I was just briefly touching on that for about a good 15 minutes today, that we got to do things in order, and we can be the change that we want to see in the world. So we always talking about change and what we want to see. Well, then you can be that example. It can start with you. And after you start with yourself, after you get your faith intact and your relationship intact, then you can get self intact. So then that way, when we go to pour, we're not pouring from an empty cup, or we're not just pouring from a full cup, because we can only give and pour into when we have overflow, right? And so if we don't have overflow, we don't need to be out here sharing and teaching and doing nothing, because we're still depleted, right? We're still depleted. Go ahead, coach. Go ahead, coach.
Child, if I wasn't glued to this seat, I'd be running around here. You better preach. And I say, what's a preacher but a practical teacher? Okay,
yes.
Right now, she's teaching you the practical. Keep
going.
Look,
you see, I got my notepad right here, because when you was talking today on your live, I was taking notes. I was like, look, and see, that's the thing. We got to come prepared. So when we join these Zooms and when we get on training, you need a notebook, because you're coming expecting something. You should never show up somewhere, whether you would put an investment in it, whether you're going to put your time into it, without expecting some type of result. So when we do these lives, when we're doing training, I'm showing up with a pen and paper. Why? Because I'm expecting to get something from whatever I'm spending my time on, wherever my time and attention is to. So I'm coming prepared, because I know by the end of this, that I'm walking away better. I'm walking away with some resources. I'm walking away with some more knowledge and information. So I bring, even when you're on live, or if I'm on Megan's training, or if I'm listening to Tony and Morning Motivation, I have a pen and paper, because should be something that I'm expecting when I go to these things. Hello, Coach, we be, we be right there. So when you show up, because you got to remember, again, when you are feeding your spirit, when you come looking for something, you come in great expectation, because you want to be changed, you want to be healed, you want to be made whole. You need to hear something that's going to make your baby leap. You have an idea, you have some creativity. But how can you remember the information that's being shared with you if you're not writing it down? You cannot depend on just your mind to retain and absorb all of that. You're gonna naturally forget something, and it could be something very viable to what you need to help you be more successful, to help you become personally developed. And so back to my live today, it starts with being the best you for you. It starts with getting the relationships in the right order. It starts with seeking ye first, and then all these things being added. It starts with, you need to be in the overflow before you start going out here teaching, coaching, and preaching to people. You need to have things to pour into, to give out to, so you won't exhaust yourself. And so how do you fill your cup? How do you get the overflow? You need to be out there getting trained too. You need to be out there getting the information as well. You need to be out there doing what you need to take care of self, to build self up, to edify self, to affirm self. That way, now you're prepared, equipped, and ready to go out there and help someone else. But you're not helping people with a dry cup, because you exhausted. You don't have nothing to come from. You have withdrawn all of your resources. You have withdrawn just empty cup. Just empty, just dry, coach, dry. And now there has been no
demonstration.
And that was on spot on. And then that's how you got my back right there.
Right. I got your back, I got the props.
Right, you got my back, right? You got the full demonstration. And then there's no deposits being made. So what is being deposited into you for you now to have these withdrawals, whether you just pouring out and giving to other people, or people are now coming to you, pulling from you. People are coming to you, withdrawing from you. But if your cup is half full or empty and not overflowing, you really have nothing to give, because your reserve is everything that you already have in your cup. You need the overflow, right? And so that's what I was talking about today. Just look, you got to be the best you for you. We got to stop trying to impress people, please people, be out here thinking that, these folks don't even care what you got going on. They going to bed, waking up, and you woke up worried, crying, tired, exhausted, snotting and all over the place because you worrying about what somebody's thinking, right? No, let's get self in order before we get into the other areas. Let's take care of our relationship, the priority relationship, before we go and worry about anything else. We don't have to be man pleasers. We only are designed to be a God pleaser. If we want to impress anybody, impress our Holy Heavenly Father. If we're going to impress somebody, impress me. Let me impress Michelle first and make sure that I got it together before I go out here trying to impress you and teach you and coach you, right? So, Coach, come on, jump on in there, because, when I jumped on your live, I was like, here we go again. In the same spirit, we speaking the same language. What's happening? Confirmation, right?
Right. And ooh, child. Okay, because it's, and I said this on my live today, transparency, because everything that you just said about, look, empty cup. This was me. This was me. Okay.
Yes.
Empty cup. And here it was. I was out here, look, trying to grind and hustle and build wealth. That's what I was saying out of my mouth. I'm building wealth and just all that. And it was because we have seasons of life, right? We got the spring season of life, we have our summer season of life, we have the fall season or the autumn season of life, and then we have our winter season. Right. And our spring season of life is like about 0 to about 29 years old or so, or 30, somewhere around there. And then so it was like, so the summertime season, in which I'm still in that season,
right?
Okay? But it starts at about 30, and you don't have that like the young baby or adolescent energy, but you do get this other energy,
right?
And it is you're supposed to use it to, like, you're supposed to be building yourself up and all of that type of stuff in the world, and getting, because that's what you do in the summer season. We're not supposed to vacation in our summer season of life. We're supposed to be working, but that's what I was talking about as far as rest, right? Like, rest is a law.
Yes.
Like in the scriptures. Hey, creation 7 days, 6 days, 7 day rest. But then with our bodies actually heal when we sleep, when we rest. And it's more so when we go into that deep REM sleep, that every organ in our bodies, the 9 vital organs, they go through a healing process. Just our whole bodies begin to heal when it's in that REM sleep and rest state. But here's the thing, because I'm gonna tell you, this is just what happened to me in that time. I was I said it on my live earlier today. Of course, I was married and I had 7 children. Let's see, by the time I had all of them. So, married, 7 children. I still had my my skill set, because I was a licensed house therapist, so I was doing at the house to still make that money. I was a paid caregiver, but then also I had my own business. I always had a home-based business. And so, boy, I was grinding that business. And then, with the training that come along with that, team, no sleep, and, all that kind of stuff. That's what they say, right? That's the thing that they say. And it's still relevant today. I still hear it, and that's exactly what I was doing. And baby, when you talk about
empty cup, just dry,
just dry.
You can't even swoop your finger around it to get enough.
I mean, not even a drop of water in there. I mean, nothing. And how? Like, how can I be my best self to do anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like babies. I'm nurturing babies. I mean, I had literally just had my last child. I'm still breastfeeding. And I'm out here trying to tell him no sleep. And I already wasn't getting sleep from the baby.
Right. You weren't getting sleep naturally because you had a brand new baby.
Naturally. You know, the good thing about the good thing about breastfeeding is that, you know, you can, like, listen, with the breast milk, you put the baby on there, the baby is eating, and then they just end up falling asleep, and you fall asleep too. That's about the best sleep that you'll get when you breastfeed. But other than that, you know, so I just didn't have anything to the point where my health did start to suffer because I was stressed. Right? I was stressed because I wasn't getting any sleep because I'm trying to do the business, and I'm trying to do it, and I'm trying to make ends meet, and I'm trying to take care of the kids, and I'm trying to be a wife to my husband. And I mean, I didn't have anything really to give anybody. I was like a robot on autopilot to the point where so many things had happened, and my father was dying of cancer at the same time, right? And he lived in another state. So I had that on my mind, like, oh, I wish I was near my father so I could help with do this, help do that. And here go me. Nothing. Right?
Just out of gas.
And to the point where after he did pass away, I found myself sitting on the toilet in the bathroom, wasn't even using the bathroom, but just sitting on the toilet in the bathroom. And I was like, I have to go to therapy. That's the only thing that came to me. I have to go to therapy because otherwise I am going to snap. And I knew it. And then diagnosed with depression, anxiety, eventually PTSD. I mean, but look at everything that was going on. But I don't know what I was trying to be. Super Wonder Woman, Elastigirl, all of them. I was all of them. And it was like, put the cake down.
Yeah, okay? Like burn it. You just got to go burn that cake.
I mean, burn it. Listen, I didn't even want to hand it to nobody. Just burn the doggone thing.
I understand.
I wasn't trying to take that cake to the thrift store or nothing. Just burn it.
Wow.
And so, thank goodness, you know, I basically took my own advice. And the reason why I say advice, because I mean, shoot, I was licensed clinical massage therapist, certified health and wellness coach, certified energy practitioner, certified emotion code and body code, all these freaking certifications and letters behind the names and degrees and all of that in health and wellness and beauty. And I wasn't doing none of the stuff that I went to school for.
Wow.
But that client, right? It was like, stop everything. Just stop it. And everything, all of these tools, if you put the time into this and you did this and everything, how about you use it to see if it really truly works?
Right?
Like this is what you're doing with clients, but now use it for yourself. And
absolutely.
And the one thing that was so simple: go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Yes.
Rest, right? Rest. Go to sleep. Eat foods that are supposed to be, you know, to nurture your body. A lot of times when we feel like we're hungry after we just ate is because, number one, we're not eating the proper foods that we should eat for our body, because we need food for the nutrients, not for the taste, for the nutrients, because what it has in it that our body needs. And if we're eating those, what we need protein, whether we're getting it from fruits or vegetables, we need, we need fruit, we need grains, right? We need vegetables. Those are 4 pillars that we need. And we need water, right?
Right.
Juice, but we need water. I wasn't doing none of that stuff and was out here crazy as a road lizard. Just
Wow.
was. And so when I just stopped and did all of that, got the proper rest and started nurturing myself and then look, cutting people off that was taking,
Mm-hmm.
not pouring back what I was attempting to pour out or whatever. It's just like, okay, pour into yourself and whoever. It's like this, right? Let's get this demonstration. Just let's just say that this was a saucer. It's not a saucer,
Okay.
it's a but let's just say this was a saucer or whatever. And I put this here. But with a saucer, you got more room or whatever. So
Right.
if I'm pouring into my spirit, right, into myself with spirit, just like what you talked about with that
Right.
relationship, right? If I'm pouring into myself with spirit, then the overflow, if this is a coaster or not coaster, but if it's like, say this is kind of like a little bowl or a saucer or whatever, and it's
Right.
around, then whatever is coming out, then what
So,
support, because this is a support. So
right.
whatever and whoever is supporting me will get that overflow.
Right.
What's being poured into here, as it overflows to that which is supporting me.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Not that over there. And then here I'll go trying to go over there and pour it into. No, you're not supposed to pour out. It's supposed to overflow into.
Overflow. Supposed to spill over.
Exactly. But it spills over to what's supporting you.
Supporting it. Absolutely.
Right? So whoever has you will get the overflow. If they don't,
wow.
if they not here, don't go chasing after them folks. Don't go running after them. Nothing. But get your sleep. Right? Get your sleep. Get your rest. What will be in the place like I was, baby? Like I can't give nobody that type of advice. I mean,
right.
I only sleep 4 hours anyway. My body is gonna automatically wake up in 4 hours. Right? In 4 hours, I'm automatically wake up. So then, yeah, I got 20 hours to do whatever else I'm gonna do. But 4 hours will be dedicated to rest, like you say, renew, restore, repurpose.
Right. Right.
That's what happens with our body. And then we have the mind, because wealth, it means wellness, well-being, welfare. Well, do you have any welfare or well-being or wellness if you're unhealthy? Especially if you don't, because your mind won't be right. And everything begins and starts with the mind. We always talk about wealthy mindset. Well, how are we going to do that if we won't even rest?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If we can't even tell our own selves to give our body what we need. Like, again, that starts with us. Like, we out here trying to do all this extra stuff. Like, we got octopus arms, 8 arms out here, and we can't even give self what it needs. We can't even rest. We can't even have the wisdom to say, look, time for you to settle down, power down a little bit, because we're so busy doing all these things, and we're exhausting and depleting everything that we have to just survive. And this is why people go into survival mode, because you're so distracted out here. You're not living, you're surviving. So what is surviving? You just getting just enough air to stay alive, just enough oxygen to live. That's not what we're designed to do. We gotta remember to start with us first. Like I had said earlier, put on your own oxygen mask first before you help the kid, the elderly, the person next to you. How can you be breathing and trying to help someone else and you haven't even got your own air yet?
Right.
You have to take care of you first before you can run out here and giving someone anything else. Like you mentioned, you got to know when to rest. It is a whole law. It's a whole principle that says go to sleep, get the proper rest. That is a part of your health, which is now a part of your wealth. And what is wealth, Coach? You taught us well-being, right? So why are we skipping steps? and think that we're going to be prosperous, think that we're going to be successful, thinking that we're going to live when we skipping all the steps and now we out here in fight or flight, we in survival mode, and that's not even what we were created to do. And now we out here giving everything that we supposed to be storing until we reach a point to where we can spill over, but we're not doing that. We operating all out of order. And what do we know? Our God is a God of order. He made things in order. Look, he said, when it was darkness on the earth, he said, let there be light. The light had to come. You know what I'm saying? These things go in order, right? So how are we out here just doing things all out of sync and thinking that we're going to be successful? No, there's a process that we have to go through, but it starts with the relationships that we're building. Are these relationships built on a solid foundation? Do we have things in the right order? Are we healed? Are we getting healing? Right? That's a process. We are trying to be healed, making whole, right? But how are we doing that if we're not feeding ourselves, feeding our spirit man, if we're not out here resting, doing what we need to do, we just on the hustle and the grind. And you know, that hustle, that whole hustle word, my mama don't even say that. My mama Cotton, my Dini, my second mom, she don't even do the word hustle. Why? Because we're not designed to hustle for anything. Hustlers survive. That's why they call it a hustle. But we're not on a hustle. The wealthy don't hustle. They don't have to hustle.
They work smart, not hard.
Preach on that. Please preach on that.
Smart, you working from your mind. And when you work from your mind, you have to have a healthy one. And you do not have a healthy mind, you don't get rest. it's like it goes in that order, like that. Right. Work smart. And listen, work smart, not hard. Do you know this? I've had this for quite some time now, but I got a little mini refrigerator over here, right? And so let me see if I could. Oh shoot, I don't know. Anyway, it's the little fortune cookie thing that I have, like right here at the bottom. I taped it.
Okay.
And the reason why I did that is because now my butt. I gotta tell myself, I will work till I sleep. I will work till I fall asleep. I will. I will work.
No, we gotta set you free. We gotta set you. You got to go to bed.
But like I said, I'm healed now. I learned because girl, I was stark raving crazy, and the Holy Spirit was like, "You better go to therapist right now."
Right.
So, right. Okay, exactly. Nigel, I was like, listen, I said, I'm about to fall asleep. And so, but I take this right here with my, on my little, what you call this? The whiteboard. The whiteboard I keep right here. So just in case I get into that mode, I always look at this and it say, look, you will learn to work smart. No, you will learn to work smarter, not harder. That was my first. And I made sure that I taped it on this whiteboard that I keep up with, my numbers and what I need to do for the week and the next goal that I need to reach and all of that. Because in the end, when it comes down to it, I don't care what it is that you do. It really don't matter. When it comes down to it, it's just like it say in the scriptures in many places, but in Deuteronomy, because I read it today in chapter 8. And then also in I forgot which chapter that is, but the one in Deuteronomy in chapter 8, it says that what? He said, don't forget how, when you go over here, how you even got this, because look, they was working hard down there in Egypt.
Right.
But what got them up out of there, up out of that situation? Power did. Power. So when they were going over to claim their inheritance, because it was already there, he said, I'm going to give you all of this that he said, you didn't do it. You didn't dig it. You didn't build it. You're about to get all of this that you did not do the work. Right. Now, I'm not saying don't work. I'm not saying that, because they had to go over there and fight for what was theirs. That was the work. the work was, first of all, transforming, right?
Right.
You had to get, and that was the purpose of that, like, new birth of when that generation was born in the wilderness and then went over. But then even those, some of them, when they had to give a report and they came back with a bad report because of their own doubt in their minds and their fear, they couldn't even go over there. Right. So it showed that a transformation had to take place from that old way of working, hustling, because that's what they was doing down there in Egypt, in the in Egypt. And
hustling, right.
Right. Then that transformation took place. And then, from that, when they were about to go over and spy, if they had doubt and fear, they couldn't go over there. And then when they did go over there, they had to, they had to drive the inhabitants off the land that was theirs. So it was some work to be done. But through the whole process, he just said, first of all, don't forget the one that is giving you the power in order to do that. Right? So, and that's why when it came to it, I sat down one day and I was just, I'm praying for strength. Ooh, give me strength, give me strength. Holy Spirit said to me clear as day, you don't need to pray for not 1 ounce more of strength.
Right. You're done.
Right? You're done with the strength part. Like, you've been carrying loads and loads on top of loads. You need power. And I was like, whoa. And then when I looked, because I'm like, let me look up this word in the Bible. And anytime when they got up out of something that was bigger than them, they needed power.
Power.
He said, I give you power to get wealth. So it is the power that you're getting. But guess what? Power it's an ability. And the only way you have the ability is if you have energy. And the only way that you have energy is if you let that energy be restored by resting. Right?
Absolutely.
How many times I'm out there and then I'm like, oh, my battery about to die.
Because you ain't got no power.
I got no power. Right? My battery about to die, y'all.
Right.
I'm trying to hurry up and get to the house.
Right. Now we racing. Because we got to get some power. We got to connect to the source, right? That's going to recharge us. Look, that's a message all by itself. That's another coach's corner, because we can deal with that alone. That recharging, that getting that power, that ability, that energy, being re-energized, that refreshing. We'll preach about that. Look, we can't even give y'all that one today. That'll be a whole nother hour.
That's a whole other one. Okay, but listen, we got to get into this video, but it touches, it's in the same vein, but it's about this, when we think of mindset, because that's what we're really talking about, right? It's Wealthy Man's Day, having a wealthy mindset. We say a lot of things, but then when we talk about the execution, executing it, when it comes to the doing of it, it's like it's what we doing and what we saying is totally disconnected. But wholeness is about being just that, whole, not disconnected, not in these compartments and all this. It's being whole because everything is interconnected. So we're about to get into this video. I'm gonna see if there is a way. Now, okay, here's the thing. The video is 10 minutes. But when I was watching it, for some reason, I'm like, this video not over yet.
Is that the one? That's the new one that you sent, or is that the one that I sent? Which one is that one?
It's the one that I just sent today.
Got it. Okay, got you.
Yeah. And so it's
So you want to just let's do half of it. Let's play about 5 minutes, and then we'll pick up the other half. Let's try to start off with it on Friday morning. Friday when we do Coach's Corner.
Friday. Okay. All right. So let me go to the video, and then I'm gonna have to so those that are on the stream can hear it. I'm gonna have to take my little ear things out. Okay, where we go. Where website? Okay, here we go.
Go to school, get a job, work hard, save money, get out of debt, invest for long-term stock.
Okay, can you hear it on the Zoom?
Yes.
Massive.
Okay.
No, I can't.
Oh boy. Okay.
Go ahead. Let's roll it. Let's roll it. Keep
Yes,
rolling.
we can hear it, Coach.
There's also middle class music.
Coach, make sure that you got your volume turned up when you're sharing your screen too through the Zoom feed. Like if you go to options, you should be able to see it. That way we'll be able to pick up that audio better.
So I don't operate small business does not operate the same way. Entrepreneur is a mindset person, skill set, depending upon whether that employee or small business.
You guys just bear with us. Coach, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Did you try that option? Because I can hear it on the Zoom, but I don't think Nigel can, and so it's kind of distorted. So you may have to start it over and connect that audio through your Zoom feed.
Okay, and I don't think anybody could probably hear it on the
Yeah, you can't hear it on StreamYard at all.
Okay, and then look, I had the microphone up to it on StreamYard. Now I'm trying to see because I don't know if it might be different on the iPad.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do want to apologize for the technical difficulty. This is a new beginning for the Coach's Corner, but we do ask that you just bear with us. We are going to get it straight. Trust and believe. I'm going to get it straight.
Yes. Let's see. Okay, now what did you say again, Coach Cotton, on how to?
When you go to share your screen on that video,
Uh-huh.
you'll see through your Zoom. You're gonna have to do it through your Zoom audio versus the actual YouTube audio.
Now I don't know how to do that when I hit the share screen.
There should be some dots, like, and where to say, like, like the three little dots for options, view options, and you should be able to click it and enable that.
Where it says more, and then there's raise hand security, blah blah blah, meeting settings.
No, this is with the inside. When you post a video, when you share the video to your screen, then you should see view options, and it should be an audio button up there, so it'll pick up the audio through Zoom versus through the YouTube.
Now, would that be the same way on an iPad?
Yes, Nigel, we're still here. I'm sorry. We might have to just
Yeah, because I'm not seeing. Wait a minute.
okay, so you see the view
Okay,
options now? Yeah.
wait, hold on. So what settings? Oh no, that's not it.
Yeah, not that one.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to do this another time because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
We'll work it
yeah,
out. So we'll move on and we'll just do the full video Friday.
yeah, we'll do the full video fight because it's a good one,
Sound good to me.
especially for hold on a sec. Now let me go in here real quick.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So we apologize about that. It's just the first time that not the first time of playing a video there, but attempting to connect the audio to where everybody else can hear it. Because like on my side, I can hear it. And then you were able to hear it just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I can hear it a little bit. I can hear it a little bit.
Okay, and then Nigel said he couldn't hear it. So yeah, we're gonna figure that whole thing out because it's a great video, especially for those who are, on an entrepreneurial journey or even as a business owner, business owner, entrepreneur. You're thinking about going into business because here's the thing about it, like being an entrepreneur and going into business for yourself and things like that, it's almost like, it's like I don't want to say a fad, but it's almost like a trend nowadays, because
that's the right word, Coach. It's like a trend. And it shouldn't be because there's nothing fun and games about it if you're not serious about being a business owner.
Right. And that's the thing about it. Like I remember that's one thing that I knew about myself. Just when I was younger, you asked me what I wanted to do. I wanted to do hair. That's what I would say as a 4-year-old, 5-year-old. I want to do hair and I want to own my own business. That translated to I wanted to be a cosmetologist and I wanted to have my own, my own business, my own salons, because what I thought was that translated to I owned my own time. No, it did not. Right?
No,
it did not. It may have made my schedule a little bit flexible, like I could schedule my clients the way that I needed to, or something like that. I could go into work a little bit later. But all right, so I might have been in the salon at 10 o'clock, which means that I had more time to get my children off to school and all of that good stuff. But shoot, sometimes I wasn't coming home till 1:30 in the morning. And I was work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. It depended on how much money I wanted to make. It was like, man, today I need a cool 1,000 today. Right? It's not like how, okay, if I say I want $1,000 and I could trade it and do it from my cell phone in a couple of minutes or whatever. But if I say I wanted $1,000, I want to make $1,000 today. That required working overtime on, taking as many clients as I possibly could, possibly doing some braids, but then that depended on how fast I braided. And, if I was doing it myself, that wasn't fast at all. That was going to be anywhere between 8 to 10 hours. Then that means that I had to charge that person about $1,000. And I was not doing sister locks.
Right.
Locks is a process where, you could charge the client $1,000, $1,500 or whatever dollars, but that might be 10 to 13 hours and they may come back the next day.
Wow. Right. Wow. And that's a lot of time.
Exactly. And then my body started suffering because of that carpal tunnel syndrome and Charlie horses in my legs and my ankles swelling up and just those are things that, and I'm saying all that, that's just from the standpoint of a hairstylist. Then you're talking about chemicals and then you're talking about you have a salon where you got your the rent and your overhead for the business. The chairs, then you got the insurance, and then you got the business licenses, and then you have, are you going to rent the booths out? Are you going to do commission? Are you going to do, salary or, and just all of those things that you have to think about. Who's going to come in and clean the salon? You're going to hire that because you're not going to do it.
Right.
If you're not crazy, you're not going to do it. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You have to put in work and that came from, I'm so glad that I managed some salons first so that I could see, I'm like this. And then I have a husband and but at that time I had like 4 or 5 children. That is like, I can't do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's when I realized that I cannot do that because I don't have that. Now I could if I had that type of support that was who gonna help me with the kids and all that, but I didn't have that. So I'm saying all that to say you have to be realistic about going into business. You have to be realistic about being an entrepreneur. Right. It's not these pretty little pictures that they put up on social media, looking all happy, all in your beautiful, surroundings that's propped on laptop life. Baby, bye.
No, that is not the reality of the situation, like at all. And people got to understand, and I know we only got a few minutes left, but people got to understand that it is written. Any entrepreneur, business owner, aspiring to be, if you have not done your research, let me tell you, it takes about 3 to 5 years for any new business to start thriving, to be successful. Trust me, you're not going to be on vacation in your first year, your second year, or your third year for a lot of people. You're not going to be popping bottles, living no lavish life. You're going to be the only one for a long time pushing your dream and your purpose. It's going to be you, and you, right? Me, myself, and I for a while. But it's the mentality. And until we get that up here to know that how consistent is your dream, how are you going to continue to be excited and drive your dream to that successful state? Are you willing to put in that work? This is why a lot of businesses fail before that 3-year to 5-year timeline can even come, because they didn't realize that it wasn't all beautiful roses and peaches and cream. No, it takes work. And any wealthy person who invests money, who has business, who owns things, who got ownership, right? Because that's the end goal. You want to own things, right? You want the money to now work for you. So while you sleeping, the money's working. But that takes time. That takes you being out there. That takes you working. That takes you being consistent. And when we say consistent, we mean like daily basis. There may be times that you're not resting, and you got to really schedule a rest period.
You have to schedule. Right. You got to pencil in. Look, don't let me show y'all my phone schedule and the one that I have written out. You better believe I have sleep hours on there.
Yes.
Like if and it's so funny because a lot of times I forget about it. But like say if somebody try to call my phone, I will literally have my phone in my hand. Somebody say, okay, I'm gonna call you so and so. Okay, call me back. And I'm sitting there with my phone in my hand, like waiting for them to call me back. And then I fall asleep, right?
Right.
And then I wake up and I see that they did call me. But they
you
called me
at like
10 something or whatever. But no, here's the thing. I was up, but because I set that time in my phone on my schedule, my phone doesn't ring after a certain time unless it's a call coming from who I have as my favorites, which is just my family. And they not calling because they here in my house. And my mama not calling because she already knows. She like, Nicole sleep.
Right.
She sleep at 9. I'm not gonna even try to call her. And if I called her after that time, she thinks something wrong.
Because now it's an alert. Like, you're supposed to be sleeping. What it's you like doing?
You not up after 9, 10 o'clock. Like, what's everything okay? Like, yeah, mama, I'm cool. Oh, I was calling because it's after your bedtime. She'll be like,
absolutely,
it's after your bedtime. And so that's that thing. I had to set up things to where I don't allow myself to be disturbed between certain hours so that I let my body shut down so that I can get the rest, because I have to have a healthy mind, right? And so it's just, that whole thing was scheduling out your time and stuff. And then and I'm not sure if it's different now, but I remember, because I've been in businesses and have had businesses for quite some time. And I remember, here was the thing. This was the going notion that it takes about 4 to 5 years to build up a consistent and loyal, right? Consumer base and clientele.
Right.
About 4 to 5 years to do that.
Absolutely.
Right? Because your bread and butter is not made on those fly by night people that come in and I want to, if you got food, I'm tasting it, right? Or like, say in my case, like I did here, we don't like, you got those certain times with Easter and you got your proms and you got those are people that come get their hair done for the occasion.
Right.
But you paying your bills and taking care of your family on those people that come every week, every 2 weeks, got the appointments penciled in. These are your loyal, and so you want to make sure that you're treating them well, because these are the ones that's supporting your business.
Those loyal.
Okay, and it takes 4 to 5 years to build just that alone. Now, if you talk about
we can't even give them all of that. We're going to have to give them that Friday because we got 1 minute.
Right.
We have 1 minute.
And so
before we can even get into it.
Look,
I got phones ringing now. Look at
right before the young guns. And so we saying all that to say, stop romanticizing business, because there's a reality to the situation, right? That it's cool to have vision, but the romance, deaden it. It's no, right? It's no, because this is real deal. So that is our time today on this show. We want to welcome you to come on over to the Young Guns, because in Extreme FX Global Academy, our common unity, we have everybody over here, right? We have a wonderful global family. And so we have our Young Guns Youth Entrepreneurship and Development Program, where we are developing entrepreneurs. We're giving you the real deal and all of that great stuff. So it's starting and happening now, right? 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. You want to go to newmembers.org, and the password is ICON and all.
Yes.
So you see that scrolling, down below. That's every Monday and Wednesday. So today is Wednesday. So come on over to the Young Guns. Bring yourselves, bring your children, because we want to really teach you, like for real, all about true entrepreneurship and everything that it takes to continue to build. So that's Absolutely. Our time. I'm Coach Hadassah.
And I'm Coach Cotton, and you have been a part of the Great Coaches Corner. Thank you, guys. We'll see you back here Friday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Hollywood. Hollywood, Nigel Hill is our producer, our back office person, our tech guy. So we appreciate him for just being a part of this streaming and this live. So we will see you guys back here on Friday. Bye.